Welcome to Mama's Healing. I'm Janelle, mother of two beautiful gremlins, and
I'm Lorraine, Curtis's wife.
I'm Julia, mother of one wild banshee.
1.5.
1.5 wild banshees. Oh, but hey, well,
Right. It's been a minute, so I don't think we had one last week, but thanks for returning after that very fun, heavy episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we want to check in?
Yeah.
Well, for my check-in, too slow. So, me and Curtis finally had date night last night after, can't even remember the last time.
Yeah.
So we went and saw a movie, had dinner and some drinks. It was so nice to be out and not have to keep anyone alive, you know. It's good.
my turn?
Or Julia.
Yes.
Go.
Now you may go.
I've been very aggravated this last couple of days. And this eye right here has been twitching right there. I think for weeks at this point. And that's an annoyance that I didn't know I did not need right now. I'm crazy tired. My wild banshee has decided he's not sleeping through the night. So it's been fun on our end. Cute. But yes, I twitch and tired.
But you look good.
Yeah.
Positively glowing.
It's makeup, y'all. That's it.
That's good.
Here.
I feel good. I'm almost done with all my classes. I still have A's in all of them, so yay. I love my new job. I love the people I work with. And with my boys, we're sleeping pretty darn good, but we all sleep in the same bed, so that's how it's happening. But I don't hate it. I'm actually getting rest for the first time in a very long time, so it's pretty dope. But yeah,
Yep.
all good over here.
I'm jealous. Real
Right.
Sleep was like.
Okay. Pop culture?
Pop culture, let's do this.
So I had started my notes from the last session, so it's a little outdated. But I watched and finished Girls Five Eva on Netflix. You've seen it?
I've seen a few episodes, yeah.
So funny.
Wait, is it about that girl group who split up and then they get back together as older women and they all have drama?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Episode and then fell off because that's what I do.
It's so funny. I finished it, the third season. It's Tina Fey, so the humor makes sense. I'm like, okay, this is so good.
Are they?
Who?
Is the girl group black?
Just one.
Oh, I think I'm talking about the same thing.
Are you talking about Queens with Brand? Is it not Brandy?
Yeah, Brandy. They had Eve. No.
Yeah, Eve, right?
Eve. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think so.
Okay. Same idea, but it's not a comedy. But no, this is different. It's on Netflix. Check it out.
Your little plug. It's an ad, guys. It's not an ad.
That's all I've got right now is ads. But no, okay. The movie we watched last night, Monkey Man. 10 out of 10. Okay, it's Dev Patel. I don't know. Did you ever?
Slumdog Millionaire?
Okay. So he wrote, directed, and starred in this. It's like an action revenge film. Very John Wick energy. But he had apparently created it, almost completed it. And whoever was the production company or whoever was going to get it into the theaters and stuff, dropped out for whatever reason. They didn't say why. And he got in touch with Jordan Peele. Yes. Yeah. And so they teamed up. He came in basically at the end, and they pushed it out together. And last I saw that it's doing very well for its opening weekend. It's so good. So definitely recommend it. Very good. Very gruesome, but it was good. You ever seen John Wick? Girl.
You never see any of the John Wicks?
Okay, this hate needs to stop. Okay, I found out about John Wick when the third one was out, so I was way too far. I always tell him okay, well, rewatch it with me, but he never has, so that's his fault, not mine. I want to see it. I like Keanu. I like him, but I haven't. Who has time in this economy?
Funny fact, I was going to name Jensen's middle name Keanu, but we're like, it was gonna be his first name, Keanu, and then we're like, no. So we did Reeves for his middle name. So it's Jensen Reeves, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we talk about Keanu Reeves real quick. I love him.
I love him.
He's just so sweet.
Yeah. I feel like be a nice person, just to have lunch with. Go to Panera with, probably. Get a green tea and some sandwich.
Get a matcha tea.
That I'm dating him. Isn't that weird? I'm always I always have a lot of dreams that I'm dating him. This is friends.
And that's the thing, I think he's handsome, but it's not even romantic. I just love to hang out with him and his girlfriend. They just seem nice people who can
his girlfriend.
I don't inspire you in a lunch. I don't know.
I always think of that one interview. I don't know whose couch he was on. He was on some late night, and they were I think try to be funny. They're like, oh, what do you think happens after you die?
I think that was Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
And he responds basically, he's like, I don't know what happens. I just know that the people you leave behind will miss you dearly. And the audience was like, oh my God. And I was like, I
love you.
But no, yeah. He's just amazing. He can do no wrong in my eyes. As far as I know, he hasn't done anything terrible. So
please.
Just keep up with the good work and being a great human being, Keanu.
Yes, Keanu the fight.
Yeah.
Keep the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Tangent. Sorry.
Are we going to talk about Cowboy Carter?
Yes.
Okay, I was re-listening to our last episode, and we were pretty close. We were pretty spot on with a lot of the names.
The collaborations, yeah.
I was like, oh, we did good.
Yeah.
I thought we did really good. When I saw Willie on there twice, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we know everything.
yeah, psychic. A surprise collaboration that I actually do enjoy, Miley Cyrus.
That was such a good song.
So pretty.
Yeah. That's on my list of the songs that I really did like. And I read this thing that it was I've never been, and this is no shade to Miley, but I haven't really been a Miley Cyrus fan because she has twang that's it's hard on the ear. So they said that Beyonce and her together, she mellowed out that twang because Beyonce's voice is so effortless. Yeah. That's true because I loved that song. And
the way they overlapped,
yeah,
so pretty to hear.
Is that harmonizing? Were they harmonizing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like that song. It's beautiful.
Miley's voice to me,
she has
rough that I like, but when she's doing that singing, true singing, I'm just ooh, that's a sound.
Not a lot of extra sounds with it. It's just maybe a soft behind music, but no, it was good. I have a theory on this song, and I don't know if it's true, but this is my theory. Mm-hmm. So, if you remember back to Old Town Road with Lil Nas X, and when he did his feature with
Billy Ray,
Mm-hmm.
If they would play his song on the radio on certain stations, they would like chop it up to where it was just Billy Ray's part. Yeah. Or like there's a commercial where they have it and it's just Billy's part.
Mm.
And so my theory is the reason why she chose to do a harmonizing song is that it's almost like if you want this song, you're gonna get me.
Mhm.
Like you can't
chop and screw this.
you can't slice it up so you can get Miley. Like you're gonna get the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
That's my theory because that's the only song she does that with.
And
Like-
okay, so in Blackbird, I feel like she did some like harmonizing in Blackbird.
That's true, yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
It was strategic.
Yeah. Like we
But
win everybody.
I also saw that they're like, it's interesting that she put on 2 people on her album that went from country to another genre or another genre to country, and nobody said anything. And I was like, who? And then they're like, Post Malone. I was like, true.
Wait,
Because
Post Malone is from country to pop?
he went from rap to country. Rap.
Really?
Rap.
Yeah, I feel like he never rap. He just sings.
He was there.
He sings. But he
Okay.
talks about rap shit, but he sings.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he went country. What song
Yes.
I didn't know
is country?
Yes, he's trying to go country now. Yes.
Oh, like in the midst of it. Does he have songs out?
Before this album came out, he was making the switch to country. He wanted to do a album. Yes.
Oh.
Said nothing. Interesting.
See, the fact that I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah. I didn't hear about that either.
That just slid under the radar. And same with even Miley. She bounced around. She got to play around and kind of find her way back
Mhm.
to her roots.
And that was the second artist that they mentioned because they're like, y'all are ignoring this Miley 23 moment in time?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, guys. Yeah.
But yeah. So I did like, what was the name of that song with Miley?
2 Most
Oh yeah, Two Most Wanted. Jolene. I love this version of
Mhm.
Jolene. The petty and sass of it all is just
She's like, I can see how you want him, duh, but don't get cut.
yeah. She said, "Look, I don't want to act a fool or catch a case, but I will."
Yeah.
I think it's just so well done.
And then like Dolly having that intro, like, I met a girl with good hair too. Hee hee hee.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, because Dolly's
But
telling
yeah, how are we gonna get Dolly on here? But that was perfect.
What
Yeah.
was that other song she did? It was a collaboration. I don't
Sorry.
remember.
But yeah, I loved all of Willie's little outro intros that he did. Welcome to the smoke session or smoke hour.
I was like,
I was like, hell yeah.
oh,
Too.
Oh yeah,
That was a good
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Because I think the guy that's on there, he's another country artist, right? Or is
Yeah,
it just
but it's-
her?
Yeah, I think it's like it's with
here, let me pull it up.
Shabuzi.
Yeah, Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
He's someone I've never heard of him.
Name, but I don't I can't place him
Yeah.
or I don't know.
But yeah,
Yeah.
she did a good job. She did a lot of she did the well-known white artists and then was really going for the established under showcased black
Yes.
artists. That was great.
Yes.
And you can see her other daughter Rumi is on one of the songs too.
Mhm. Protector.
Yes.
That was such a good song, Protector. I really enjoyed that one.
Literally the other day I put that song, I was just listening, okay, Cowboy Car, I was just listening to it. And for some reason, Protector was hitting me so hard. I just was like, I'm just gonna stand here and weep. I was just weeping, and then I would just play it. I was like, yes, keep weeping.
That whole album kind of had that energy. Even
Yeah.
Daughter, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Daughter? Oh, yeah.
About the sins of her father, and it was good.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could be just like my father. Don't play. She's like, is that the colder than Titanic waters? I was like,
Yeah.
I was just like,
Ooh,
okay,
okay.
girl. Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes, definitely enjoy this. I'm gonna just close all these. Enjoy that.
There was one other thing I saw because like the town I live in is like low key hella racist, and so there's like this like chat on Facebook where it's like people from this town like say whatever they want. And it was like marked safe from the Cowboy Carter album, from Beyonce's album. Like marked, like how they do that marked safe from like a natural disaster. But it was about the Cowboy Carter album. And I was like, y'all are so tiring. But then I looked at the comments and one person, I was like, thank God you exist. They were like, it's interesting how a black woman from the South can't make country music, but an Australian with a blonde bob can. Talking about like Keith Urban. I was like, is he fucking Australian? I had to look at wait, what? And he's all over that radio. Interesting. But a black woman from the South. That's not country? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because who else? Celine Dion, isn't she Canadian?
Yeah.
What, is Celine Dion country?
Is she
Isn't she? No.
Country.
Just
She's-
kidding.
Well,
She's
Cole Swindell, he is a country singer and he is Canadian.
Okay.
Who is?
So, Cole Swindell,
I don't know that person is.
he's pretty good. But no, like, yeah, it's pretty obvious why they are.
Just say it. Just say it. I'm
Yeah.
racist. I don't want black people in my state.
Australians, and they are singing up country and filling up those country radio waves. But
I already saw. Okay, so for I don't know her name, but the one that does Buckle Bunny, Tanner
Adele.
Okay, I've already seen like a challenge of like 5 or 6 black women did a choreographed dance like to that song. It was so good. It was like, and then she like immediately learned it and then like did a video too.
She's like, yes. I love her. She's so cute.
Funny. I was like, this song is cute.
She's like looking like Beyonce with a lasso or something like that. I was like, yes, girl. But yeah, I was gonna say something and I totally lost it, but it's okay.
Probably about racism.
It's always about racism, but that was fine. But damn it.
It'll come to you later on.
Thank you. There was, I wanted to mention Mickey Guyton. I don't know if you guys follow her.
yeah,
So she's another country singer. She's a black artist, and she had been like in the forefront the last few years because she's on the CMAs and she did a lot of like really good songs like Black Like Me and all of that. And she wasn't on the album. But Beyonce sent her flowers and was basically like, thank you for opening the doors for me. And I'm like, see, like I love that because I was definitely hoping she was going to be on it.
Yeah, me
but
too.
just acknowledging like she has been a very pivotal person in the last this last few years of highlighting like black artists in country. It came back to me. Sorry, before I forget it. Referring back to not being all bent out of shape about different people crossing over. Nelly. I know he's not, I don't know like country station wise, but he has been dipping in and out of country music for like decades at this point. And like, no one's like losing sleep over it.
Oh. What was that song he did in high school? It was with another country artist. It was big.
Tim
Yes.
McGraw? Yeah. Love
What
that
is
song.
that was a good song.
Because he had that whole like slow album, and it
I'm-
was like low key country, low key like R&B.
I think it's because Nelly is rap, and they are saying, "Oh, that's not the same as country; it's rap." But Beyonce's a singer, and like country music is more about singing, and they are threatened by that. Nelly was still in his lane rapping. He's a country boy who raps. And it works with Tim McGraw as a singer. You know what I'm saying? But Beyonce, she's a singer.
Yeah.
And once...
But, like, okay, so if a Black female rapper were to do country music,
well,
would that be different?
Is it country rap? Because that's the only thing that they would use that as it's not real country.
Well,
she's
he
rapping.
was singing on that song with Tim McGraw.
But they still see him as a rapper. They weren't threatened of him as a singer. Like Darius Rucker, he's a singer. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I can definitely see that as being the like little loophole that they're using.
That's what I feel like they did, because they say, oh, he's rapping.
It almost feels like, well, I feel like it's less about rap and more like he's a man.
Yeah, we could throw that in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Yeah, but like in the end, it's all unfair.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. Like, how are so many people of a certain race deciding who can sing country? That makes sense.
And again, if it's good, why do you have a problem with it if you love country music?
Yeah, exactly.
Music, and there's some bangers on this album. Why are you mad that Beyonce's the one who sang them?
Yes.
But I also want to bring up the fact that, like, I don't know how long ago it was, but I feel like there was this, like, my child is doing something. I don't know. Something is going on outside this door. There was a blip in time where country was, like, rapping, singing fast, maybe?
Yes.
And I was like, how is this? Y'all are okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all are hypocrites. The end. And racist. Hate to break it to you. Oh, and one thing I did want to bring up, because I didn't want this to fall through the cracks, is that she brought light to Linda Martell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so I was like, what is this name? Like, it sounds familiar, but again, I don't know anything. So I looked it up and I was like, oh wow, she was like, she kind of started creaking open that door for country music. So I was like, that's so smart with her delivery of a product, which would be this album. I think she's like thorough. She wants to she's like, everything is going to be important and everything's going to be picked apart. So I need to be intentional with how I put this together.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yes. And that's why it's like she, if nothing else, is like detailed. She is very intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know who that was.
Mm-mm.
But I did see that a lot of people were like, oh, yay for...
I think she's the first Black woman to perform at the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, is she? Okay.
I believe so.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Because, a lot of people were like, oh, that's a great, like, a nod. So, I mean, this runs so much deeper than Darius Rucker. Like, he's, like, our, like, intro for this, I think, for our generation. But, like, it goes way farther back. So, yes, I'm very happy. I hope the visuals are coming with that.
That'd be so great.
Don't let us down, girl.
For me, I feel like the visual... This album is already getting, like, picked apart. Like, everything is... that. Yes. So I'm worried that if the visuals come out, it needs to be even better than what we're already doing, because I feel like if the visual comes out and there's one thing that doesn't feel country, I feel like they're going to dismiss the whole thing. So I'm a little hesitant on the visuals. TB all the way.
Well, okay, dismissed by who? Like the country scene?
Yeah, because I feel like...
But I feel like they're going to do it anyways.
Like, this isn't your typical country album, and she made that clear. This is a Beyonce album, and it has like shades of different type of genre that is country folkish. I felt like, so I feel like anything she does visual wise, I think it will just, if anything, make it better. She's done so many other visual like albums before, and they have been well thought out.
Yeah,
and they have been amazing. So I feel like if she's gonna do it, she'll do it justice, and I think people would appreciate it. And she does think about every detail before she just like sends it out. But I understand your hesitation, because like people are cruel and they just want to like bring down someone who is just trying to be a beacon of hope for other people when it comes to stuff like this. And I get that. But overall, I think she's doing something great. And she is letting it known to people like us that we have a place anywhere in this world.
And there shouldn't be all these imaginary barriers. And
Exactly. So
she's going to have like a Dodge truck in her video, and then they're going to be like, well, country is actually 4 trucks. And then it's like, matter is like, you're not looking at the album and like what it's bringing. You're looking at all this other stupid shit and like clouding what the album is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think it could be, she has the ability and the talent to make visuals impeccable. I'm just a little hesitant. Another thing they can tear apart.
Yeah. Well, very excited for that.
Well, yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay, wait. Do y'all want to see visuals for first?
Jolene.
To most wanted. I feel like Blackbird would be beautiful. I see it like being like a sepia tone type of like, I don't know, but I feel like it's not gonna be just the color. It should be like that type of oldie.
Yeah.
And it should be like, it makes you think of okay, I'm thinking about the video right now, but I think it'd be very classic but beautiful and well done. But I do want to see this one for Blackbird, Spaghetti, I think that'd be a fun video.
Yes.
I even like Levi's jeans.
I can't remember.
But Post Malone, like that's.
I don't mind him.
I don't
enjoy
hate
his music.
it.
I think he is a good performer. I mean, I saw him he was like in a very like brief scene of Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal on Amazon Prime. Dude, I love the original with Patrick Swayze, so that's why I watched it. And this was good on its own. It wasn't like a scene for scene, but Post Malone was in it. It was good. I enjoyed it. You should watch it if you like fight scenes and Jake Gyllenhaal. Like and Conor McGregor. You guys, you'll see what I mean if you watch it. But yeah, it's really good. But no, I like Post Malone. I think it'd be a good video.
He does have nice songs.
Julia seems not impressed. She's like, I
like our list.
I know what I feel.
Because I don't like when they come into the space, get all the accolades and clout and get all the attention, and then once they have that height, they're like, oh, perfect, now I can do what I really want, which is this other lane. And I feel like the only like white rapper who hasn't done that is Eminem. He's problematic. I'm not saying nothing about him. So this is like MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. He did the same thing. He's like, oh, I'm a rapper, but now I want to do a rock album. And it's like, now are you using rap to get a foot in the door because white rappers get a lot of attention, but maybe a white rocker wouldn't have got any attention? So for me, I'm like, does that feel authentic? Is this a stepping stone? Like, ooh.
You know what's funny is I have a very, like, we're like lining up and then we kind of deter because I don't listen to white rappers just in general, like across the board. But as soon as MGK's transition, I always listen to his alternative songs now. Like, those are the only songs I listen to are those. Not to say that it belongs to the white folks, but it's just that, like, I prefer that than him being a rapper.
But, so maybe because I was introduced to him as a white rap, like, okay, so, and mostly I was introduced to him once he started beefing with Eminem. That's when I was, oh, damn, this guy has bars. Okay. And then, like, a couple years later, he's like, well, I'm with Megan Fox now, and I'm going to make a rock album. And it's like, was this your original plan, but you couldn't get there as you were, so you had to, like, springboard off of being a white rapper to get to where you wanted? And that's where I go. And I feel like Post Malone is doing the same thing.
I mean, yeah, it's very possible.
He's a rapper, and then he kind of went a little bit more poppy, more mainstream. He won Best rap album and was like, I don't deserve this, and we're like, we know.
I don't want that. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But no, I get that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen a white rapper yet talk about being a white rapper. Like, acknowledge, like, why are you here? Like, know your place.
And again, it's like, it sounds, because we're talking about, like, this is exactly what country music was doing to Beyonce. But it's like,
well, because if you think about it, and it's been like, Black people have been a staple in most genres to begin with, and then it was taken.
Yes.
So many things from these white rappers.
Yeah, like this is literally the one genre that we created and are still like majority in, and we're trying to keep it.
Rap and hip hop was a way for us to talk about the oppression in America. So there's a lot of reasons why these became what became through us. So when people who are not of color who do take over, it's like, do you understand why this was here in the first place? Are you respecting that? And that's where it gets lost. I know you're saying like, oh, we're telling them to stay in their lane, but at the same time, like, the reason why we're telling you to stay in your lanes is because we were told to be in our lanes a long time ago, even though we create a lot of the things that people who are not of color are capitalizing on, trying to monopolize on, like, this is ours, even though it's like, not really.
I definitely agree. No, I 1000% agree. I'm just like saying stay in your lane. I'm like, ooh, I feel like this is kind of.
I know, yeah, the wording ain't sure, but like, I get what you're saying.
But when I say stay in your lane, I mean like if you're not gonna acknowledge it, you don't need to be here.
Exactly.
But if you were to be like, hey, I acknowledge that I am so popular because I am a white rapper. I acknowledge the fact that rap was created based on like the racial experience.
Mm-hmm.
I may have experienced poverty as a white person, which is not the same, but I understand that that is where I find like the comfort. That's what has drawn me to. If someone were to say all of that, I would be like, thank you. That's all I'm looking for. But when they try to be like, oh, like, I don't know why, you know, me being a white rapper is like, that's where I'm like, then don't
if
be
you
over
don't
here.
know why,
if
then
you
maybe
can't
you
acknowledge your privilege in this genre, you don't need to be here.
Yeah.
That's different from telling someone whose group of community created the music to not be in it. Like, y'all didn't create any of rap. Y'all are new, and you're like kind of coming in like you own it. So that's why I feel like you ain't got to be here if you're not gonna follow the rules.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think there's nuances, right? But I also think that it's hard too because some of the I feel like the rappers that have made it as not as big, but like as quickly and as big as like Post Malone and MGK and stuff like that. Like, what's that other one? I kind of like him though so far.
Jack Harlow?
Yeah, I kind of like him so far, but I think it's a catchy music. Like, I don't think it's like, oh, he has bars. I just think I like his music.
Yeah.
But I feel like it seems like such an easy path. Like, they just woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna rap, and then everyone's like, perfect, you're gonna be on MTV now. Whereas like other rappers have been rapping, selling their mixtape, doing the stuff, all the things, and still don't get any recognition. Like, so for me,
even like flip it, like they can't even be like, oh, a black rock star and be like, oh, you're a commodity. It's like, no, you can't come over here either. So it's like, it's frustrating because like, yeah, it doesn't work both ways. They are able to flip flop and profit and like enjoy it, which, you know, I'm not saying you can't enjoy the genre, but it's just like,
come on.
I know you're not blind to see the way the rest of the world
the double standards. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a good little moment.
Pop culture.
Yeah, that was
in the music environment and the same themes. Keep it going, because I really wanted this to be like a music episode talking about past, present, future, like what we grew up on, what we're listening to now, and you know, what we hope to be listening to when we're older, making the bad kids clean up they mess on Sundays.
It's like, no, technically, when mommy puts on Paramore on Sunday morning.
He's all like, what is it? Crush. All right, get your vacuums out. Did you do your laundry? Speaking of Paramore, that's definitely something that I know we listen to.
You introduced me to Paramore, I think.
Like, I wish I had photos. I had like the little choppy, crunchy red hair in high school. Like, that was like my spirit.
Yeah.
I love me some alternative rock. There was a sprinkle of like some screamer music in there.
Yeah.
What was something leaf?
Flyleaf.
Girl, when I listen to it now, I'm like, well,
I was going through it. She really was. I'm like, my sister's so angry and
that
lost.
shit speaks to me.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. So
Flyleaf, once I found out they were like a Christian, like.
I was like later. I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
I was like, this, and it makes me uncomfortable with the music now. Like, oh, okay, let me zoom out.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Never get it. Oh, only a little bit that like Fall Out Boy or like Paramore with the teeny tiny screamos, little babies.
Yeah, like pop version.
Yeah, like what was it? Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Sum 41. What else was there?
Sum 41.
Blink-182. Yeah. 30 Seconds to Mars. Are we? Yeah. Okay.
I think if I hear a song, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I really did like 30 Seconds to Mars. I thought they were pretty dope.
There was that one Panic album that was just on repeat. I think because you started driving, it was just on repeat. Anytime we were in the car, it was Panic.
I was obsessed. It was
a good album, not gonna lie.
It was what, like a fever or something? Now I gotta look it up.
Yeah, whatever. It had the crazy.
Huh?
Your Mitsubishi Galant.
Galant.
You know what? Say what you want, but I got us to the movies to the mall.
Yeah, it comes everywhere.
You're crazy in the midst of like
the fever you can't sweat out.
A
fever you can't sweat out. That was the album I kept playing over.
Yeah, great album.
I feel like it still holds weight. Like I could probably listen to that entire album all the way through.
No, definitely. What else was there? I think we listened to a lot of punk rock when we were in high school. Mm-hmm. But then Beyonce was always there, and Destiny's Child was always there.
Usher was there a lot.
No Doubt. Remember No Doubt? Yeah. And then Gwen Stefani when she went solo. What else? Keisha Cole?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like R&B singers were always like, it was like always like kind of like this.
Yeah, a lot of R&B.
Yeah.
And then a Mariah Carey. Whitney.
Introduced me to Tidra Moses.
Was that Tidra? When Alicia got the album.
That album was on repeat.
We were playing that on repeat in her car. That was good. That was a good one too.
Talking about you better tell her.
Yes.
You better tell her. That was 12 running around talking about you better tell her. I'm too cute to fight. I still hold true to that. Yes, I do not fight.
I'm too much fight.
Yes, fight. I can be cute and I can fight.
I might listen to Tidra today when we're done because
right after that, yes.
Complex Simplicity.
Yes, such a great album.
That was a good one.
When she started talking, she has one song talking about smoking, and I'm like, a woman after my heart. Like, okay. Like, she gets it.
I definitely think that our introduction to like some of these other genres, because again, I don't know if like the listeners know this, but we like grew up somewhere where it was like very white. So I feel like
shout out to Temecula and all of my trauma. Thank you.
Thank you. And Patton Oscar's breadsticks. But I feel like it was kind of like you were the token. Like, it was it. There was like 4 of us. And if you weren't playing basketball or dating one of the basketball players, you were a weirdo. So.
Yeah, just by like, default.
But I think it's good, though, because I feel like it did creak that door open for me so that later I could be open to other genres that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yay.
It's funny, like, I've had that conversation with Curtis before where it's like, I feel like Black people we are like almost like automatically universal just by existing. Like, of course, we have like things that are stereotypically Black. Like, we obviously know our hip hop and our R&B, but just by default, because it's more popular, we hear the rock songs, we hear the pop songs. Because there are songs that Curtis knows, and I'm like, why? This man grew up in LA, Compton, his whole life, and, you know, gives me shit, but I can't remember what it was. It was some rock song. He's like, yeah, I know that song. And I'm like, why? He's like, because it was on the radio or like, whatever. It was on TV. And it's like, yeah, like, he's not by any stretch of the imagination, like, a fan of, like, alternative. But he knows these songs. He knows these artists. And I feel like you see that more with, like, people of color and Black people versus, like, white people who are in a certain, like, environment. If it's not where everyone's listening to hip hop, they're probably not listening to it, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta seek it out versus it being right in your face all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was that? There was that Santana song with Matchbox 20.
Smooth.
Damn, that's a good song.
I don't remember that song.
Yeah, that one, and then was it Maria?
Oh, that I remember.
That was a good one.
Maria.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
That's all you get.
Copyright infringement.
Okay, so what were you growing up on? Like, when you, like, referring to your mom, like, growing up, what kind of music were you listening to? I know we had the oldies.
Yeah.
But also from our aunt, we had, like, some reggae.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember tons of reggae in your house.
Yes.
Yeah. It was reggae. What else they would call it? Soca.
Soca, yes.
Soca.
The Spanish. I wish I knew the names of them. I'd be like, because it just does something to your body chemistry when you hear it. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
No, I think so. I kind of grew up weird, I think. For the longest time, I thought we were like Mexican because all we would listen to was like Spanish music. She had those white woman hits. Like, she had that, what's her name? She angry at men, but I like her.
Sheryl Crow?
No.
Alanis Morissette.
Yes. She had her moment with Miss Alanis, which I'm glad, because excellent music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like very weird music growing up. Like, it didn't quite make sense. Like, on paper. I guess on paper it didn't make sense. Because, like, I guess for those who don't know, my mom is like a white German lady. So, like, for her to just be like, but she liked to go like salsa dancing. So she would always have like music playing. But yeah, the white woman aesthetic. Oh my God. Who was that other one? Oh God, white women went crazy over her.
Tori Amos.
No, it was like further, more recent. She's like long dark hair, and she's kind of like
Michelle Branch. Cher.
A good voice.
Sarah McLachlan.
Adele?
No. Nora Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, Nora Jones had her in a...
Love the Nora Jones hit.
I'm like, I get it now. I was like, dang, she really can sing. Like, okay. And she was singing about good stuff. So, yeah, I think later on it started being more about the vocals. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it changed for on my end.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to like most of that now though.
Yeah,
No.
I don't stay current as much as I like to. I feel like if I am, it's through Lorraine. But like I stick to my 90s and my early 2000s, and it's usually like vocalists. Like I like my Mariah, my Whitney, my Brandy. And I got my Beyonce, I got my Adele, my Lady Gaga. Like it's all about the vocals. Like and I just play that over and over, and then I'll throw in some like sometimes, and it just depends on my mood. Like I feel like NSYNC today. I feel like boy bands, or I feel like 80s music, or some like really like some SWV, Escape, all that kind of stuff. It just depends on my mood then. Or if I got the kids in the car, like the Trolls soundtrack, or yeah.
No, I'm not listening to kids' music in the car. You have enough in the house.
Okay, Trolls soundtrack. The Trolls 3 is pretty good. I mean, all the Trolls music actually is pretty great because it's Justin Timberlake and all these other great singers. Stop making that face.
I mean, Justin Timberlake, that's a whole nother conversation.
We're not talking about personality-wise. We're talking about song-wise.
Sometimes that's the same thing.
Sometimes. But when it comes to Trolls, don't touch Trolls, okay? Leave it be. It's great. The kids love it.
Don't touch the radio.
Just don't bother with Trolls. But their music's fun. I like it. And it's good. It's easy.
Okay, so while I was there, Janelle made me watch Trolls 3. For somebody who hadn't seen any of the Trolls, I was like, oh, okay, this is like kind of cute. But when I watch it again, or when I seek out the music, no.
If your kid said, oh, I want to watch Trolls again, Mommy, you would put it on, and then all of a sudden, you wouldn't realize, shit, I know this song. And you're like, oh, you sing along with it.
I mean,
it just happens. That's what happens. Just wait till River starts saying, Mama, put this on. And you're like, singing along.
Because we have Sesame Street on, like, habitually, that I be singing the number of the day, the letter of the day.
See?
Yeah. Foodie truck.
I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure it meant something like.
It does.
Yeah.
Wiggles. Right now, I've been putting the Wiggles on for him because I feel like they're actually really talented. So, like, the Wiggles, like, all their singing stuff, I'm like, oh, this is good.
Okay,
Sorry.
so let's transition into our current, like, what are we listening to today? Like, I know that, unfortunately, children.
Yeah, so children music aside, what are you listening to?
I know you kind of touched on it, like, so me and Curtis, I don't know what it is, like, we are just so, like, attracted to, like, this ratchet rap. There are some that I can't, that I'm just like, ooh, these kids, something's wrong, like, they need a hug. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't know, I'm singing to Meg, I'm listening to Glorilla, and I just feel like, yes, with my 30-something self, like, I'm not going to the club, but yeah, I love it. So there's a lot of current rappers. Like, there's one, his name, that Mexican OT, he's from Houston. I just discovered him. The song that I have on repeat is Twisting Fingers. Basically, he's talking about
gang signs?
Like, gang activity, and how he's like, I don't care when I get famous, I'm gonna still be represented. Okay. Again, me, the suburban mom, I'm like, yeah. So
yeah, my husband would
love.
And
then my country music, that's definitely like in my rotation right now.
I think on my end, again, going back to what Janelle said, it definitely depends on my mood. Like, what am I dealing with? What is my brain currently screaming about? And what's the energy? Like, But yeah, I definitely get down with some ratchet ass rap. I'm like, yes, please. But I've been really loving like Afrobeats and like Afrobeats gospel. It's been like
together or separate?
Together. It's called like, I just looked up Afrobeats gospel. And it's like, it's great. There's like songs that are like, blessings, they come your way. I'm like, yeah, thank you. So yeah, I definitely have been like trying to influence my energy like through music, But sometimes, like, I just need some Meg. I'm like, yeah, let me just listen to Hiss one more time.
No, definitely, yeah.
Yes.
But Afrobeats gospel, I definitely suggest it.
Okay. And you know what? Anytime I hear an Afrobeat song, I do like it, but I've never like sought it out, and I probably should. I think I would enjoy it because every time I hear a song, I really love the beat.
Spotify has so many like playlists or whatever. So if you like go into one, it's like upbeat Afrobeats or Afrobeats for cleaning or like whatever. It's great.
I like that. Okay.
It's great.
So are there any artists that you listen to prior that you're listening to now that's still making music? Like Paramore has new music and I like it.
I think the last album I listened to of Paramore was I think it was like with the song Monster on it. I think it was the one with the butterfly on the front of the album.
That's old, girl.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like the last.
Okay.
Because it just like Paramore had like a clutch on me, like still to this day. But I think as I was getting older, I didn't follow them. I was still stuck with what I knew. And so again, I just feel like, oh, I'm so far behind.
Yeah. Same. I recently started listening and like kind of going back and catching up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one song, it's their most recent single, and it's called This Is Why. And when I tell you, I'm like, after my own heart, it's basically like, this is why I don't go outside. Like, and it's just talking about like, it's a mess out there.
Yeah.
At home, y'all are doing too much. It's so good.
And go ahead.
There is a podcast called Black People Love Paramore.
They do.
And they actually got Hayley Williams on there for like a really good 30-minute interview. And she talks about like acknowledging like, why do Black people love you guys so much? And she grew up singing in Black churches. Like, it's definitely check it out. But like there's always been this like connection with Paramore. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
So that's definitely one of the things I wanted to bring up with Paramore is that I feel like they weren't just like a manufactured pop rock group. She really can sing, and she grew up singing in the South. So I was like, so you know something. You could put a little spice on it that maybe Fall Out Boy can't. So I definitely like connected with that.
Yeah.
Yes, but definitely check out that new song. It's a goodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who like I'm still listening to or that I seek out.
Yeah.
Everyone's so fucking problematic. It's like, can I have anything?
I mean, you really can't go wrong with, I feel like with the ladies, because Kelly Clarkson, it's like her most recent album I can connect with.
Oh, cause yes.
Yeah, like her song Mine, dude, I was like, damn. It's like, I always feel like, am I just like making things up in my head so I can connect with her? But like, no, like, it's very similar. If this wasn't like she knew this, I was gonna go through this, and she wrote the song for me like years in advance. But no, I love Kelly Clarkson. I love Ariana Grande. Okay. I can listen to them like over and over. Their voices are just so powerful. Beyonce always gets me through the day. Adele always gets me through the day. They just take my breath away, you know.
It is the talent. Talent.
Those are the heavy hitters.
Their voices, and it's just like sometimes I just want to be drowned in their voices. I just want to hear it, turn up the music. Just forget I'm a mom. A single person. I just want to feel and just absorb. Yeah.
So I get that sometimes with Mickey Guyton. She has a lot of songs, I think, because I know the words and I can just like belt it in the car while I drive. And she has a couple of songs. And I've been noticing that I gravitate to songs that are very like talking about like depression and mental health,
Mm-hmm.
where they're just like, I hate my life. Like, I don't know why I just gravitate to those songs. So she has one where she talks about going to therapy twice a week and just like really feeling it. And it's a great album. Same with MGK.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of songs talking about his mental health and her face.
Linkin Park.
His mental health and like just where he's at mentally.
I remember them.
Yeah, Linkin
Like,
Park.
I like them. Like, damn.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
One of the
Chester.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm like, that's a really good. Like, I like their music still, and I blast them up. I remember I was playing them in the car with the boys, and I'm like, yeah. I'm so angry right now. But I think Jensen fell asleep on his way to daycare, but I was just like feeling the music, and I was like,
soothing.
I feel like what I try to get out of my music is like either a better perspective or like a more positive outlook, or like I need like a self-confidence boost. And when I need that self-confidence boost, I run right to Megan. And I also, we were talking about Drag Race. I run to RuPaul. RuPaul has some amazing songs that just get you together. Like, so you're right, RuPaul. I am that bitch. So yeah, I think that's like one that's like the trend where I need to unscramble what's in here or like rinse it off or yeah, RuPaul.
Musicals. I love musicals.
Okay.
It's like The Greatest Showman, Hamilton. Hairspray, Dreamgirls. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Mean Girls, the musical.
That was a good one.
The one like from the motion picture though that we watched. Oh,
yeah, that was
I've been playing that. That's a really good one. But yeah, I really like musical soundtracks.
Barbie.
Too. Ooh, Barbie. That wasn't a musical. That was just the soundtrack from the motion picture Barbie.
Yeah, the soundtrack for that film is amazing.
Super duper good. Yeah. But,
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are we hoping to see ourselves really like focusing on continuing and showing our kids in the future?
Everything. I think we all have an eclectic taste, and I think our kids will be very like well versed in all of the genres, in my opinion, because I swear, like every other week, it's something different with them.
Yeah,
and I don't know. That's what I think.
I agree, and I think one thing that I want like to consciously, since we're talking about music, what I want to consciously work on is like not poo-pooing anything they bring to me, like music-wise, because I don't know about y'all, but if I try to play something crazy in the car, what is this noise? This they can't even sing, blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay, speaking to my soul, like, who cares?
Yes. Yeah.
Actively try to not do that, because that kind of sucks. But I think you're right. I think they are going to have a well-balanced, even jumping from the three of us. Like, if they're hanging out with Auntie, they're going to get different music than when they're hanging out with me. You know what I'm saying? That's like, okay, this is going to be interesting.
With Leland, when I picked him from daycare, I put on Foo Fighters. I was like, I know your mom don't play you this. But I feel like Dave Grohl today. We gotta do it. And he seems fine.
Yeah. I mean, all through my pregnancy, it was a lot of Willow.
Okay.
Yes. And then postpartum, it was a lot of country music. So it was, what's that one? Old Dominion, Mickey, Kane Brown. Like when I put it on, he'll stop and he'll watch the music video. Like he knows the song.
Yeah.
Yes. So he enjoys those. It's like occasionally I throw in some rap, and I'm like, one of these days he's gonna start, because I don't do clean versions.
No, she does not.
I do not.
No.
Should I?
So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think like I'm excited about that though, like because I feel like I don't know, like I feel like we had a lot of music around us. Even when we'd be hanging out, like we'd be playing music or we'd be watching like the music video channel. So I feel like I like that aspect of just kind of always having music around, even if it's not like, oh, we're sitting down and we're listening to this album for the first time. Like, no, we just have it on because I want something to listen to while I'm folding something or cleaning something. So I definitely think that music is going to be a big part. And I feel like on my end, too, I feel like music was able to say the things that I didn't know how to say, or I couldn't say, or I couldn't cope with. And so it has that, like, deep spiritual connection to me, because I just feel like, oh, like, this was my outlet for so long. And then I want to make sure that he knows, like, yeah, we're going to encourage you to, like, to speak your mind and blah, blah, blah. But if you can't, there's other avenues to, like, release some of these emotions that's not punching walls.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, definitely, yeah. That's always got me through is music for sure.
Yeah.
Woo.
Awesome.
Y'all want to do a question? Do you guys want to keep talking? What do I want to do?
Let's do questions.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we wanted to make this kind of like a lighter episode, just because the last one, like, it was hard. Like, I didn't think we thought it was going to be that hard to talk about medication, but I feel like it was. Like, there was like a lot of realizations that we had. So I went through this deck and picked some like easier ones. So I'm just shuffling it. I don't know if you can see. This one. Oh, okay. I would be okay if we skip this one because it might get a little deep, but
Okay.
what's you secretly afraid of and why?
Secretly?
What
I
are we
mean,
secretly?
I could tell you what I'm publicly afraid of.
Yeah, let's what we're publicly afraid of.
Yeah, spiders. I don't do that. I don't know about all the legs and the crawling. I can't.
Okay, yeah, so I have a fear of alligators because I know they're out here. So, like, remember when we went to the lake? And
Yeah.
I was like, let's not keep the kids too close because I feel like there are alligators around here, and
It wasn't until y'all said it that it like even dawned on me that I'm like, we live in Texas.
some do come out.
Like-
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, alligators.
Where like California, that would never be a thought.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like,
No.
oh, we are a lot closer to Florida than not.
So, yeah, alligators.
Interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, but I'll kick an alligator's ass, so don't worry. If you're with me, you're good, girl. Okay. Chill out. The spider, though, is gonna get us.
On your own.
On your own. We all dying. Okay, so publicly, I'm like really, I have that thing where I'm like afraid and like in awe of like the ocean and like open deep water. That's like terror inducing. So I'm like, I think it's because of the unknown or whatever, but I'm not afraid of space. Like, I'm afraid of the ocean. Like,
Yeah.
But I like see.
So much harder to get to space.
Well, like if you're like in that movie Gravity when Homegirl got untethered and she's floating.
I'm killing myself. That,
Like, how could you do it? Just
forever? What?
that was insane. Like,
That was terrifying. Yeah, that was terrifying. But like those, ooh, I can't touch the floor. Like some water. Ooh,
yeah.
put me there. It's a shark. I know it.
No, I get that. That's
Yeah.
relatable. I get that.
Get me easy question, an easy one. Do y'all have any rants, wins, or hacks for us today?
I do have a rant.
All right, go for it.
So my rant is fucking ear infections.
Oh no.
Yeah. Luga is on ear infection number 4.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
kid you not, it's like every month we get our prescription, he takes it, it goes away. As soon as it finishes that week, maybe a week and a half later, it comes back. So every month we're going back and she's like, yeah, it's back. Yeah. And so finally at the very last appointment, she referred us out to the ENT doctor. and was talking about like the tube, and I don't want to do the tube. So
Well,
Huh?
Look into it at least.
Say it again.
You should look into it at least, because it can affect how they speak later. Because if they can't,
and I get that, but it's like they put them under, so I don't want to put them under. So I've been looking up different things. We're cutting out the pacifier because that is known to aggravate it or like add to it. I think it's the sucking motion is like doing something with the fluid. So we're gonna stop that. And then it's also like he just keeps getting sick.
oh my
Because
God.
I don't want him to like go under or anything. Like last case scenario. So
Just like side note, my sister-in-law had to do that with my nephew. So if you want to talk to somebody who went through it, we could connect later.
yes, we'll talk about that. But that is kind of where I'm at right now, and it sucks.
That poor baby.
No.
And ear infections are really hard on kiddos. They just look miserable. Poor baby.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, it's gunky, and I'm like, ugh.
How do you clean their ear? Like, I literally asked my husband that today. Like, how am I supposed to clean his ears? Like, he doesn't like me touching his ears or messing with them. I'll take the washcloth when he's in the bath and just like try really quick. Yeah, but should I be doing something else? Like, I don't know.
No, because it's more of like the fluid buildup. So it's not even something we could reach. It's like in his inner ear.
It's like, it come through the nose and all that. It's nowhere you can reach it.
Babies.
So, I mean, it's a good thing that he doesn't have like daycare, because that's really what it is. Because once he hits a certain age, it's going to like go away because his immune system. But yeah, so annoying.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's my rant. Fucking hate it.
Poor mama. And baby. You got a rant, a win, or a hack?
I think I have a win. I feel like I just think like past these like months, it's been a struggle with the kids, because you're a single mom and all that, so it's a lot harder now. But I really feel like we've all found our flow, like me and the boys, and it feels a relief in a sense of like, even with sleep, like we do share a bed, but like I feel calm. I know the boys are good, and I don't know, I just feel very good and happy, and just knowing that like we're gonna be okay. And I think the kids know everything's okay too. I don't know, it just seems like there's a shift of like awesomeness in the household now. And I'm very happy about that. And the kids are just growing up so fast, and I think they're happy where they're at too. I think it only just gets a little wonky whenever what's his face comes around. But other than that, I think we're good. Like, I feel like we are winning. I'm very happy where me and my boys are at.
Yeah. Especially going from like them waking up 2 and 3 times a night for you and like just being up. That's a huge win.
No, definitely. Especially with work and school, like I'm getting rest, thankfully, and the kids have a place to go to during the day while I'm doing my stuff. Like, and then we all just come home after a long day of doing stuff and just rest next to each other. And and it was nice waking up today. I just put on Proud Family. We're still in bed, and they were just happy and just cuddling up next to me. It was just such a nice morning, and I've never experienced that with them before, so it was nice, and I hope we get more like those in the future.
I love that. They're getting older.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a rant probably because pregnancy sucks and it doesn't get any better. It just like gradually gets more shit as you go through. So for me, I'm over it already. Yeah, I'm fucking over being pregnant.
Are you right now? 6 months?
What?
How far are you?
23 weeks? Wait, let me look. I'd be lying to you guys. I don't know.
Right?
Huh?
You're due in July.
I'm due at the end of July. I'm 23 weeks and 5 days. The baby is as big as a carrot right now. But it's like, oh God, it's just, everything's uncomfortable. I can't, my crotch is starting to hurt now. It's like this like heaviness.
Yeah.
Are you peeing a lot?
Huh?
Are you peeing a lot?
Yes. If I stand up, oh, here I go. Need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Pregnancy sucks right now.
Yeah.
You're almost there, though.
I'm not. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Did you, so did your job know now?
Yes. So I had that conversation. I was like, I don't know how to bring this up, and I don't know what's the appropriate convo, but here's the deal. She's like, oh, congrats. Yeah, that's awesome. Don't worry, we'll figure it out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, thank God, because I was like, y'all are going to, like, can me, because they're going to be like,
Well, that's illegal.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't say they're fire me because I'm pregnant, but they could be like, well, you missed work a lot while you were on maternity leave. You know, like,
No, they still can't do that. Yeah.
I
I know what you mean. Like, if they were really committed, they could find a way. But for the most part, I think people have accepted
But they
that.
made you feel comfortable letting them know, though,
Yeah.
and that's what matters.
because I was really like this job. I don't want. I was like,
Good. Well, then that's why, and that shows a good sign. Like, yeah, this is a good job. Just the way they behaved, like they were very supportive, and yeah, so that's good.
Love that.
Yeah.
but
Yay.
yeah, I'm so nervous about that conversation. I was like, girl, I don't know. I'm just gonna bring it up because
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was that HR or was it your boss?
that was my boss. So we're gonna, but it's funny. Another person in the company is in like a similar situation where they just started and they're pregnant, so they're like,
I said, sure, hop on in.
the culture is so like welcoming and like nurturing that I couldn't imagine them responding a different way, but you never know. So I was very happy. Okay. Anything else we want to say before we go into our motivational quote for the week?
No, close us out. Oh, I just wanted to acknowledge our YouTube comment from Casey. Oh, I should have prepared for this. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm going to read it because I don't want to say it wrong. But I just want to acknowledge all of our feedback from our lovely followers. Doop, 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 doop. All right. Casey said, yes, there's no shame in the med game. Lolo knows antidepressants saved my life. So shout out to Casey, it's my bestie out in California. And yes, she actually, knowing she was on meds, she was the one that I was reaching out to when I first got prescribed and stuff. So just wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you.
Yeah. Doing well and that you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So our motivational quote. Oh, that is so cute. Our motivational, not quote, but whatever. Our little thing to send you guys off into the week. Ready? You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Restart, reset, refocus. As many times as you need, just don't give up. How are we feeling? Like that?
I love that. Yes.
Yes.
Because I feel like, we're never ending. That's perfect. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And shout out to all our followers, our listeners. Keep listening, sharing, subscribing. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.